Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel guys. Welcome back to my channel guys. We are just riding through Georgia right now. We are just on the streets of Watson and where we stay out here in Georgia guys, and I was coming on today because I'm talking about something that's very hindering to me right now, and that is something that is called verbal abuse. And I don't know if any one of you guys are dealing with verbal abuse, but it's crazy just to go through verbal abuse because people don't understand. To me, I think verbal abuse is way more critical than even being just punched in the face or something like that guys. But today I have my friend Trina. She's here today helping me with this verbal abuse video, and she can just say hi
guys.
All right, well, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna just talk a little bit about the verbal abuse and how we both feel about it, and how it transpires. Or I don't know, I've been in so many relationships, and I can tell you that pretty much I'm gonna say all of my relationships except my husband, I have dealt with verbal abuse. What about you, Trina? Have you dealt with some verbal abuse in your life?
Yes, I have dealt with verbal abuse. Nobody wakes up and say, today I'm gonna get my butt whooped. Today I feel like going to purchase a black eye. Nobody does that. Verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, any kind of abuse is not okay.
Definitely not okay. People, I think when you first start seeing the signs of verbal abuse is when I noticed in my situation is the first time somebody calls me the word the bitch. Now I say to myself is like, how can this person call me that and they say they love me in the same voice? Who does that? You know, I've just been experiencing that, you know, that B word quite a lot in the relationships I have been in, and I don't know, you know, why I am getting these kind of people in my life to talk to me this way. What do you think, Trina?
I think that it's a matter of kindred spirits. I think that when you're on this planet by yourself and you're single, for some particular reason, you continue to get the same kind of fella in your life, and that's because your spirits are alike. Your spirit connect with their spirit in some kind of way, shape, or form. But I think us as women especially, we have to sit back and say to ourselves, let me give this some time. Let me not rush. Let me see where this can go, if it can go anywhere. Because we are so important, especially to our daughters, our granddaughters, our mothers. No one wants to be abused physically, mentally, or emotionally.
Exactly. So do you think that women who deal with abuse, or anybody who deals with abuse, do you think it's a generational thing? Do you think it's like say, for instance, your daughter will learn what you went through and then she will accept what you went through because that's what she knows? Do you think it's a generational thing for somebody to accept verbal abuse?
No, I don't necessarily think it's a generational curse, because I believe that each person has their own mind, their own relationship, and just because a person have saw a loved one go through mental or physical abuse don't mean that they have to go through it. Because I myself, I have gone through verbal abuse and physical abuse, and my child, my family, no women in my family have ever gone through that. So that's why I say I don't think it's a generational curse. But if you feel that it is a generational curse, get in your word and put it down. Mm-hmm. We have the power in our tongues to speak it.
Amen. Yeah, so I just want to really address this verbal abuse because, you know, one thing about it, people don't understand when you say hurtful words to people, how bad it sticks into a person's brain. And then when that person tries to be friendly to you, it's hard to bounce back and say, okay, this is okay. He just said this and that, or she just said this and that to me. And now you just act like that you didn't say it or it didn't happen, and I'm supposed to be feeling to be this caring person that that I am or was, and when you say these hurtful things, then I'm just like trapped. So it's just sad that people who say they love you, that they can turn around and just really taunt you with just hurting things. Like, they could bring up your past. They could say things that happened to you. You told them your deepest, darkest secrets, and they can bring it to your face or bring it to light, and they know that that's going to hurt you. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's just a poor excuse to be emotionally abused, is what I think. And I think that person has some really serious undercover issues. Anyone that can sit and abuse someone, that's just like the battered wife syndrome or the battered girlfriend syndrome. Everything's okay, is peachy. You're about the battered wife syndrome. The battered wife syndrome is where the abuser will love on the accuser, love on them. Everything is fine, everything is dandy, and then the next thing you know, they start slamming cabinets, or the dinner's not right, and then next thing you know,
verbal abuse.
Next thing you know, or physical, they explode.
Right, the verbal abuse leads to the physical abuse.
Absolutely, because that's the order it's gonna come in.
Yeah,
the little shouting, the little yelling, then the little shoving, and then the little hitting, and then the little punching. That's what happens. So my advice to anyone that has been or going to be in a relationship, love yourself first.
Definitely love yourself.
Find out who you are.
Do a credit check.
Find out what you want.
Do a background check.
Because once you find out what you want, there is no way that you will allow somebody to talk down to you.
And sometimes too, like they said, when you first meet somebody, it's all rosy and peachy. You don't know about that person,
Mm-hmm. That's why I say
yes, when you first start a relationship, it's all beautiful, fine and dandy. The person just seems to be this wonderful person and everything, but it's just gradually starts to happen. And they're saying about verbal abuse is that sometimes the person that's doing the verbal abuse doesn't even know, they realize they're doing it. And I just beg to differ with that, but that's what it says,
Of course, they realize that they're doing it because they're fighting for attention, they're fighting for love all the wrong way, and they don't know how to just hug a person and say I love you, or let's sit down and watch a movie, or matter of fact, let's just go get some popcorn. They don't know how to do that. And that's sad. Communication.
They don't know how to communicate with the person that they love or care about. The only way they know how to communicate is using verbal words. Like,
but do
you think it could be something about being jealous of their spouse?
Of course there's
if
jealousy.
Their spouse is doing more than what they're doing, or the case may be, or whatever.
Of course. And that's where dating comes from. Just talking on the phone, just interacting, just getting to know a person, what they like, what they don't like, what they want, what they don't want. That part comes first. I have been celibate since 2008.
Amen.
I had to find myself. I had to see what I wanted. Nobody can give me anything if I don't know what I want myself.
Exactly.
And I am a precious piece of the finest gold
and I have
you
learned
will ever
that
see.
For sure. Ever since I stopped drinking, I have learned a lot of things about myself, and I learned that my self-worth is important.
Know your worth.
And I never knew how valuable I was until I stopped drinking. And
know your worth.
Sometimes people can't handle that. But guys, we are coming up on the end of our topic. And do you have anything else to say, Trina, about
love you guys,
verbal abuse?
Love you guys. Thanks for supporting my bestie Chalet. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. And like I said, guys, verbal abuse is not okay. And if you're experiencing verbal abuse, seek help in counseling or get with some people that you know that can help you through it, because it is the word be is a powerful word to call somebody that you love, and just any other words or whatever, because verbal abuse leads to physical abuse, and physical abuse leads to emotional abuse, and all the abuses together just don't mix. Guys, thank you for stopping by my channel. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, guys. We'll see you back on next Tuesday for Let's Talk Tuesday with Michelle A, who don't play. Smooches!